for a lot of reasons, one of which is this thing in New York could be on a very fast track.
Yeah.
What happened there is very, very suspicious. So they used one of their investigators. Is it all right if I talk about that
Absolutely.
case?
Absolutely.
So what happened was the New York AG tapped one of their internal investigators who works in that office, and they were told, go open an account on KuCoin and see if a New York resident can open an account trade, because that would be violative of New York law. Sure, because you have to have a bit license to engage with New York residents. So I don't know how he managed to do it, he, the investigator, but he did. And so he opened an account on KuCoin, which I think is headquartered in the Seychelles Island. Here's the interesting part, Brad. There are 700 tokens listed on the KuCoin exchange. This investigator was told to buy Ethereum, and as well as the Do Kwon Terra Luna.
Yeah.
But Ethereum. Wonder why that was. There's 700 of these. He was told, go buy Ethereum, buy it, sell it, so you can say, I've traded it, I'm a New York resident, and then we'll file a lawsuit. And then here's the other tricky part, Brad, is KuCoin did not respond to a subpoena issued prior to the case being filed. And my guess, total guess, I haven't seen anything from KuCoin about this case. Not on their Twitter account. I haven't seen it. They didn't respond to the subpoena. So what does that mean? Well, it means that the New York Attorney General strongly suspects that KuCoin's not going to defend the case at all. Right. And that the AG can go to a court in New York and say, we want an injunction, giving us everything that we've asked for, and a declaration that Ethereum is a security. And that can happen quite fast, way, way before there's any trial in Ripple. And I believe there's a possibility, I have no evidence, this isn't a rumor, this is James Murphy's speculation, that the SEC was embarrassed with what was happening in the San Diego federal court case, where they had to say, we haven't decided, or else Fred Rispoli has then a legitimate case that's going to go forward if the SEC says security. So they were stuck and had to say, we haven't made up our mind, therefore let's dismiss this case. Meanwhile, at about this same time, the AG starts this investigation, tells the investigator, go buy Ethereum so that we'll have a premise for a lawsuit against the defendant who may not even show up to defend, and we can get a declaration that it is a security. Well, this makes John Deaton's effort in signing up Ethereum holders extremely important, because he could be the only one there if he intervenes on behalf of, last I heard he said he had 1,000, who had signed up. There may not be any KuCoin, and it might just be John Deaton, which, I see this stuff happening and I think to myself, does John Deaton literally have to do everything, for this crypto community? I mean, thank God he's a Marine through and through and will take on any fight. I don't know how he has the time, but, kudos to him. I'm going to do personally everything I can to support him. But I'll tell you what, that New York AG case is extremely suspicious.
Well, I appreciate you shedding light on it, and it does feel suspicious. And when you talk about think about the idea of Ethereum, everyone's saying it's decentralized, regardless of understanding that JP Morgan's got a huge hand in this in the backside of it. who shows up? Like, to your point, outside of John Deaton, I mean, is it Consensus? Is it Joe Lubin? Like, who is actually going to show up? Is it people from the Ethereum Foundation that are going to show up? Because if they do, now they're representing it, and that even makes more to the point that it's actually a security because you're there. So it's...
Well, Brad, that's a fantastic point. Certainly occurred to me. You would think that Vitalik and Lubin and the foundation understand what's going on. I mean, their entire lives will be changed if the United States, if New York says it's a security. So you would think their inclination would be to run into court immediately and to stop it and intervene in the case. But you make a great point. You really are thinking things through like a lawyer. There's this risk of appearances of, see, it is centralized. These are the guys who run the show. You know, it's a security. They're promoting, you know, whatever. It's a two-edged sword and a tough decision. But ultimately, I cannot see how you don't take some action when the implications are huge for them and for every single project built on the Ethereum network.